Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly forecast from May 25th through the 31st. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising with this lovely celestial deck here. And we're going to continue with our little space-themed cards and pull an affirmation card for you all at the end with this Miracles Now deck. So without further ado, let's see what's happening for you, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's going on for all of my fellow Scorpios in the week ahead? One more shuffle here. Now, I'm recording this reading the day of the new moon in Gemini. So, this is energy that's going to be lingering for a while. This reading is for the 25th through the 31st. We're going to see what's coming up. Scorpio, you are in Four of Pentacles energy. Now, don't let this freak you out. Don't let this scare you. Obviously, this is a card that can... Oh, I'm sorry. My chair like rolled into the wall. Obviously, this is a card that can scare people and can, it can indicate that you're being cautious with your finances or you have worries around money. Now, there's another deeper meaning that comes up from with this card, okay? And it can be especially true for Scorpios because the other meaning that comes up with this card for me is someone that is deliberately abstaining from physical intimacy or somebody who's like needing physical space right now. Okay, like you maybe are feeling bothered by people being too close to you. Depending on where you are, you may be under those stay-at-home orders, and you might have people that you're staying at home with. And so some of you, it might be wearing very thin on you, right? And Spirit is saying, look, as challenging as it might be, if you can get a little bit of space or like just a little bit of a corner here or there where you can physically disconnect, even if you can't like physically separate, but if you can just kind of like disconnect and put yourself in your little bubble and have a little bit of time, a little bit away, as much as you can, this is going to be helpful for a lot of you. Okay. It can also be, like I said, abstaining from physical intimacy. And as a Scorpio, that is one way in which Scorpio connects, right? Through physical intimacy. But some of you might just be in this energy where you're like, like I don't want that right now. Or I need to find myself. Or, I need to clear my energy or whatever it might be. You might be very protective of your physical space. You may also be protective of your finances. After all, it can be like we're kind of in uncertain times. And, we do have Venus in retrograde. And Venus in retrograde is asking us to look at our relationship with money, finances, or security. So Scorpio, some of you might be feeling a little less generous right now, all across the board. Less generous with your finances, less generous with your physical energy, your physical space. Overall, I just feel a sense of like wanting alone time. Some of you might be wanting alone time. Those of you who are dating, those of you who are like, I'm not taking any of this seriously, and you might be dating and you might just kind of be living your life business as usual. You may have something happening, like some internal shift within yourself where you're not feeling that vibe anymore. And you are feeling like you want to be alone. Now, I have to say something, guys. And this might be a little bit controversial, but as far as what's happening right now with, staying at home and things being changed up and having this shift, there's a cosmic reason for this. Whether or not, like wherever you fall in lines of whether or not you believe in what's happening or not, or why you believe it's happening, one of the reasons why it's being allowed to happen is we're going through a reset. Okay, like energetically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? This is forcing all of us to get in touch with ourselves, to look at our lives, what's important to us, what we truly believe. And so in this energy, Scorpio, a lot of you might be feeling like you need some time to process a lot of what's going on, to heal, and even like to protect yourself. I do feel for some of you, and you know, I'm not trying to like make you nervous or whatever, but I do feel for some of you, oh gosh, oh man, I don't, I'm so sorry. I just had a sign happen and I didn't like it. It totally confirmed. It totally confirmed what I'm about to say. Oh, gosh. Okay, this isn't going to be for all of you, so don't get worried. Don't get panicked. But I just had a moth fly by. And that's like a special sign for me. Some of you have an ex, okay, a karmic ex, that comes in and out a lot, right? And it's been very hard for you to break away from this person. And some of you are finally at that place where like you feel done. You feel absolutely done. But they've come in before and they've been real slick and they've been real sly. And you may have had a very intense physical chemistry with this person, because the past life energy, the soulmate energy was so intense. There was such a connection. Like, it may have been very hard not to be with this person. And you may have said every time they come back in, you may have been like, well, this is the last time. I'll just, you know, what's the harm in one last kiss goodbye? And that might, you know, go, and so you get pulled back into like another cycle with this person. I feel for some of you, this person is showing back up again. And even if you moved or changed your number, they're finding a way to find you. And the Four of Pentacles, though, is good, because this is the time that you are going to be able to say, nope, sorry, you know, it closed. It's not going to happen. But I do feel in the energy, there's a bit of exchange happening. There might be some not so kind words exchanged, because this person feels very rejected, right? Like, they're like, what do you mean, Scorpio? Like, you always take me back, or, you know, you can't resist me, right? So like, when they see that, no, this time it's done, they might have a few choice words. And I feel, Scorpio, you're deciding not to engage. In fact, for the majority of you, the Four of Pentacles is saying don't answer at all. Like, even if this person shows up at your door and they're knocking on your door and they're like, Scorpio, it's me, you know, let me in. Crickets. Crickets. Okay? I'll say it again, crickets. Crickets and tumbleweeds. That might be your best bet. That might be your best bet for some of you. It's just don't respond. Don't respond. Okay? For those of you that might have a karmic resurfacing. And keep in mind, it's not going to be for all of you. I feel that this is going to be more so for those of you that are coming out of a really dark place, that you've triumphed through a lot, and you've got like a lot of good things going for you right now. And so they're resurfacing, because that's what this jerk does. They show up and they throw you off track. But you're not going to give in this time. So if you do have this person resurfacing, just, you know, don't respond at all. Your next card here is the Moon, okay? And this is Pisces energy. Some of you could have an interaction with a Pisces. There could be a significant partnership or a project or something that you're working on or partnering up with a Pisces. But overall, put Pisces aside, put the zodiac aside. The Moon is a card about overcoming your fears and connecting with your intuition. And those of you that when you watch my readings, you may have heard me say this in the past. Anytime I have the moon card come up, or if I'm using oracle cards, if I have oracle cards come up that have like pictures of the moon in it, and it's around the time of a full moon or a new moon, it tells me, it's like kind of like a sign that your sign is going to be really affected by whatever the moon cycle is happening, right? And we're coming out of full moon in Scorpio, right? And that was a doozy for a lot of us. But this is coming up with the new moon in Gemini. And the new moon in Gemini is going to be about communication. And for a lot of you, it is going to be about wronging rights, okay? Righting wrongs, I'm sorry. Or maybe wronging rights. Maybe the karmic is coming back for some of you and trying to wrong the right you've been doing. But it's going to be about righting those wrongs. And so with the moon energy, this new moon in Gemini, Scorpio, you're going to be manifesting a lot. You're going to be manifesting a lot. And the fears that you released in the full moon in Scorpio made a lot of room for the manifesting. And many of you are going to find very increased levels of intuition, very increased levels of spiritual connection. I'm sorry. One last thing, and then we're going to move on from the subject. Those of you that have a karmic, I want you to understand something. There is a bit of a spiritual battle here. You're coming into the light energy, and they are dark energy. It's almost like this person is your opposite you, bizarro world you, right? It's like you, but like the evil twin. And so understand that as it's coming into this separation, as it's coming into like this final, this is done. This is done once and for all. Understand and know it's going to take a lot out of you. It's going to take a lot out of you physically. You may be tired. You may not have as much energy. But understand and know that once this separation occurs once and for all, you are going to have, because your energy is shifting, you're disconnecting from this connection, this soul connection once and for all, you're severing it. Your intuition is going to really spike. Your intuition's going to like go through the roof. Okay. I feel a lot of you may even be receiving messages from like a grandmother energy, or a grandmother figure who has passed on. They may be coming in with messages for you. Some of you are receiving answers to secrets. You're receiving messages where secrets are being revealed to you. There may be family secrets that are being revealed to you through dreams, through messages. And for other ones of you, these secrets being revealed may be in an attempt to right some wrongs, and maybe somebody's trying to apologize to you. They may be becoming clean about a few things. They may be like finally, putting the truth out there as a means of trying to show you that they're serious, or that they really want to have a clean slate with you. Okay? It's going to be different for different ones of you because of the fact that these are general readings, and we'll all be experiencing the energies in slightly different kinds of ways. Okay? Your next card here is the Empress, and this is Libra energy. Some of you may have a Libra coming in. Okay? This is Venus, so some of you may really be feeling that Venus retrograde energy pretty intensely here, coming into your security, coming into your sense of beauty, coming into your sense of, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube. But you know, we'll say it rhymes with lectuality. Whatever that means, but it rhymes with that. You know, like coming into that connection, coming into like that confidence. But again, you know, you might be like reserving it. You're feeling it, but you're not sharing it. You're not being generous with it because you had that Four of Pentacles in the beginning. But the Empress is, you know, coming into your authority, coming into your power, you know, but still maintaining that soft feminine energy. It's creativity. It's divine feminine energy. So you're stepping into divine feminine energy. You may be attracting a divine feminine if you are into feminine. If you're looking for feminine, you may be attracting divine feminine. And if you consider yourself to be feminine, you may be, you know, or if you've been wanting to be more feminine, you are stepping into that divine feminine energy. Empress is also very much like a card that comes up for me with like projects, self-employment, building your dynasty, building your empire. So some of you might be making massive headway on some projects or some labors of love or self-employment things that maybe you've been having a hard time getting to it. You may be catching up with these things this week and making significant progress in those areas. Some of you might be even asked to take the lead. I don't know why I heard spokesperson. Some of you may be asked to take the lead to speak for a group, to be a spokesperson. So I don't know if you're being offered some kind of a sponsorship, or if you're like in a work situation, if you're being chosen like to lead or to be representative for your company or for a business. But I feel there's like this thing of like speaking up, you know, being in charge and speaking up, which is not typically a feeling I get from the Empress. So that's interesting. But I am feeling that vibe around this card for you, Scorpio. Your next card here is Two of Wands. And Two of Wands is partnerships, okay? It's partnerships. So some of you are receiving an offer this week, okay? You're receiving some kind of an offer. And I'm going to be very clear because I know I talked about the karmic. I feel this offer is in addition to the karmic. Some of you may have a very jam-packed week, but those of you that do have the karmic resurfacing, it's like you're shutting it down. You're like, nope, not today, Satan. You're like, no, not happening. Like you're shutting that down. It's like once that energy is done and you're separating from it, it's like almost immediately something else is coming in and replacing it. But when I say replacing it, it's an upgrade, it's an improvement, right? You've said, no, I'm not going to accept this doo-doo. And so the universe is like, okay, no more doo-doo for Scorpio. And something worthwhile is coming in. The only thing is, you know, some of you it's going to be work related. Some of you it's going to be a creative project. Some of you it's going to be romantic. We're not all going to have the same exact situation. The only thing with the Two of Wands, whatever this partnership is that is being offered to you, you need to keep in mind the fact that you have to balance your decisions wisely. You have to look at the situation from every angle, from every side. It does not mean that it's a bad deal. It does not mean that it's a bad offer. It just means that if you want it to be successful, you need to go in knowing what you're accepting. You need to take a minute and to think about this and ask your angels and guides, help me to see what I need to know about the situation. I don't want surprises. Help me to know what I'm committing to. Help me to understand what I'm saying yes to. Help me to understand what is going to be required of me. What am I giving up for this? What am I receiving? Right? And in that way, you can ensure your success because you're going in knowing what's in store. right? You're not going in with one expectation and then being like, whoa, this isn't what I was expecting. And then that's like robbing you of the joy that you could have if you went in knowing what you were getting into. Okay. If you do have business agreements that are coming in, if this is a business agreement, then this is saying read the fine print. Read the fine print. Maybe get a second opinion, maybe have a couple of lawyers look at it if possible, because there may be a few little caveats here. There may be a few little hidden things that you don't realize you're agreeing to. If you are somebody that's being presented with like a prenuptial agreement, I don't know why I got like a feeling of prenup. I feel like Spirit is telling you as a form of like energetic growth or spiritual growth. Scorpio, most Scorpios are very loyal, and most Scorpios would not have an issue with something like a prenup. But I feel like what that's saying is just as like an energetic thing or like a thing of like being in your power. You may agree to the prenup. You may be like, I don't care. I don't want this person for their money. But I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to put your own stuff in that prenup. Because Scorpio, I feel like a lot of you are coming into some kind of a significant come up. And you need to take that seriously. You need to take the work you've been doing seriously. So if you are being presented with some kind of a prenup, then you want to come into this with... well, let me protect what I've worked for. I don't want your stuff, but here's my stuff that you're not going to get to have if things go south, So I feel like you need to kind of counter in that way, or you need to make changes and revisions and make sure that stuff is included. If you're being offered some kind of business contract, make sure they're not shortchanging you. They might feel like, wow, Scorpio is going to be such a good deal for us. We're getting a steal, because they see your potential in a way that you might be missing it. So ask your angels and guides to see, to help you see. Go talk to an attorney, have them advise you, have them look over it, know your rights. Don't shortchange yourself. Okay? So we're going to see what your affirmation is for the week. And as I'm shuffling, I will remind you guys, I'm always encouraging you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to click on the Calendly link, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Alrighty, my dears. Your affirmation is, I surrender my desires and I know the universe has my back. So what does that mean, I surrender my desires? Does that mean you just give up and you're like, I'm not going to want anything anymore. I give up. I surrender. I'm not going to want anything. The universe will just give me whatever I want. Actually, quite the opposite. It's when you surrender your desires, you're basically saying, universe, here's what I want. Here's what I'm desiring. Here's what I'm asking for. But I'm handing it over to you. I'm handing it over to you to take care of how it happens, how it comes in, when it comes in. And I'm also pretty much giving you permission to tweak it in my best and highest good in case I'm shortchanging myself, in case there's something better available for me that I haven't quite realized, right? So when we surrender our desires, that's what it means. It's leaving some room for the universe to come in and to handle things in the way that's going to be best, instead of being tied to our will. I feel, Scorpio, many of you are in for quite a surprise this week. Quite a surprise in terms of some opportunity or a communication coming in that you, like, in a million years never would have expected. Even if you're intuitive, even if you're intuitive, you're like, I didn't see that coming, right? But again, it's all kind of connected to what you've been praying for or asking for, or what you've been manifesting, All right, my dears. So this is a wonderful affirmation. You can say this to yourself every morning, the first thing when you wake up, the last thing at night when you go to bed. I can say that speaking the affirmation out loud is very helpful because you're speaking it into power, you're speaking it into existence. And again, if you'd like a private reading, you can click on the Calendly link and schedule. If you want to check out the love readings for May or the channeled angel messages for May, those are linked in the description. Watch those videos as well. And my dears, just one quick little thing here. Well, a couple of quick things. I'm going to choose the winner for the 30-minute free reading with me and the winner of the tarot deck that I'm giving away in this coming week. And I'm going to pick one winner from Instagram, one winner from Facebook. One person will get the free reading, one person will get the deck of cards. So if you haven't done that yet, I'm just picking people from the comments and from the likes on the social media posts, Amethyst Angellight, Facebook and Instagram. And I'm going to do this every month. Every month I'm going to give away a free reading and I'm going to give away some kind of a prize. Speaking of Instagram, okay, and guys, don't get upset at me. I know a lot of you are wanting me to do more kind of giveaways and things on YouTube, and I will. But I'm going to do on Instagram on May 27th, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'm trying to help a wonderful, lovely single mother of 2 boys be there for her sons and provide for her family and save her salon, which is in the danger of closing because salons have been deemed non-essential and she's not been able to work for a few months and her kids are depending on her, they're counting on her. So I'm going to do a fundraiser and I'm going to do live readings on Instagram from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time on May 27th. And I'm going to, for that 2-hour window of time, $5 donations to her GoFundMe, I will pull one card for you. Just one card of general messages. A $10 donation, you can ask any question you want. With the exception of like pregnancy, I can't predict pregnancy. I'm not going to pull cards around pregnancy or health or legal situations. But any other question you want to ask, I will answer on live video on Instagram. I will in the future do live readings on YouTube. Give me some time. I hope in the next month or so I can start coming on YouTube and doing live reading sessions. I'm just going to have to get things set up where I have a moderator or somebody to assist me because on YouTube, it can be very chaotic. Comments come in very quickly. And so I just need a little bit of time to get that set up or to be prepared for that. And since I'm doing the fundraiser, it's going to be a lot easier for me to keep record through Instagram, what's coming in, who's donated. But in the future, there will be something for YouTube. So I know a lot of you are like in the comments like, well, what about us? What about us? Just for this instance, because I'm trying to help this person and save money for a good cause, it's going to be easiest for me to do it there. But in the future, I will do something on YouTube. I thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful week, my dears. Take care.